Mecha Katana here, and today's going to be a different type of a podcast with the Omega 13th Dimension, because basically it's going to be focusing on indie creators. And even though I did interviews with indie creators from Project Versus with Stephen Dungdu and some various creators, this one's going to be another one of those, but a little more different because it's about superheroes. And this guy's an indie creator that is creating his own superheroes that tributes the heroes of the past, or the Silver Age, the Golden Age, the Bronze Age of superheroes.
Yeah, definitely. That's
okay.
One of my biggest influences is the older stuff from DC and from Marvel, because God knows I don't take any inspiration from anything they're doing currently. That's for sure. But yeah, I saw a need for this kind of superhero storytelling. There's this vacuum in the market right now, and I've been seeing it for a while now, for several years. And I got tired of complaining about it. I got tired of just bitching about it, and essentially I came up with my own motto. And that is, be the change that you want to see. If you have the ability, the talent, and the desire, and the commitment to do something about it, then I think it's your responsibility to do something about it. If you feel that passionately about it, like I did, like I don't like the way that superhero storytelling is going, in mainstream entertainment, be it comics, movies, whatever. So I just, one day I just like, you know what? I'm just gonna do it myself, Like, the scene in one of the MCU movies when Thanos takes the gauntlet, he goes, I'll just do it myself. That's essentially the mentality that I have.
Yeah, exactly. Because basically, that's what I'm planning to do anyways. It's a long time coming, but I'm on the brainstorming phase.
Mm-hmm.
Even though my keyboard's messed up, that I'm getting sick of complaining. What's the point of complaining if you're not going to bring change to it?
That's exactly right. And I've seen a lot of these, YouTube channels, and that all they do is complain, and that's all well and good. But I've gotten to the point where if you're not bringing anything to the table, if you're not bringing about any kind of change, even if it's just showcasing other indie creators, or showcasing other indie creations, be it Indiegogo or Kickstarter or whatever, just make it known, make people make people know that there's other things out there besides the mainstream, that there's alternatives that don't insult us fans, that don't talk down to us, that don't, from people who care about still telling good stories, not about pushing agendas, And
Exactly.
I think it's the responsibility of people who have platforms to showcase that, which is what I'm trying to do with my YouTube channel. I just try to showcase other creations, and I do that all the time on Twitter now. And I mean, aside from that, I'm also being part of the solution by being part of the change.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for telling me that, because basically we need some alternatives that isn't just like Marvel or DC. Image used to be one, but they're not as big as they used to in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
But Marvel mostly associate with Marvel and DC. They all associate with comics with that. But before that, comics was like mystery, horror, adventure. But we know how that went.
Mm-hmm,
but we talk about superheroes. But can I ask you this question?
Of course.
How you got into superheroes?
How did I become a fan of superheroes?
Yes.
I'd say probably my biggest catalyst for becoming such a huge fan of superheroes was probably when I first saw Batman the Animated Series.
So around in the 90s or so.
Yeah, that was it for me. When did that show come out? I want to say 1992 or 1994. I can't really. I know it's one of those 2 years.
Yeah.
But I was either 12 or 14. One of those two. I think I was 12. Actually, I think it was 1992.
Yeah.
but that was it for me. I saw Batman the Animated Series. I'm like, this is amazing. I love that show, and I got into comics, and and I got into superheroes, and then Superman the Animated Series came out, and then I read it. I just, that was it for me. That was my catalyst for superheroes, was Batman the Animated Series.
Yep. That's
Yeah.
kind of cool because after you get the Batman, the animated series, that's your gateway drug, and then you love the character so much, you got into this comic books, and then you got into the Superman animated series. That was another good one. Batman Beyond. I don't know about you liking that one, but I love that one.
I have all of those on Blu-ray, and they just announced that they were going to be coming out with the Superman the Animated Series on Bluray. It's going to be coming out in October. I'm gonna definitely buy that when that comes out. So yeah,
exactly, dude.
Superman the Animated Series is actually a huge influence on the tone, the look, and the feel of Paragon Prime.
Nice.
Yeah.
With Bruce Timm's work and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Some Bruce Timm, some and other American comic creators, but
yeah. I wanted the comic to have that superhero animated series look. And that's what I told the artist, and he was able to really capture that really well with the art.
Yeah. It's really hard to find a good artist these days, especially the one that wants to be cooperative and whatnot. My dad did some like design work, and he hired some people online, and he trust me, he had some ups and downs.
I have when trying to find the artist for Paragon Prime, I actually went through a long, painful process of about 2.5 years of a lot of trial and error of, just it was kind of a nightmare, honestly. I got ripped off a few times, but because an artist like, send me money, and then they never sent me any art. I had to deal with prima donnas where they couldn't take any criticism on any of the art they sent me. I'm like, oh, well, this, I sent them notes. I sent them notes, and they freaked out on me. Like, oh, if you don't like my art, then what? And the worst place you could try to find an artist is DeviantArt. Do not go to DeviantArt.
Thank you.
Whatever you do, DeviantArt is the worst place to try to find an artist for a comic book.
Yeah. Can I add one thing to it?
Yeah.
Like with the whole Prana Madonna thing, why they're in the commission business if they can't handle criticism?
Exactly. And the thing is, though, I was never mean with my criticism. I'm honest, but I'm not unfair. I'm not mean.
Yeah.
But they just couldn't take it. It was weird, and and then I decided, what, DeviantArt is not the place for me to find an artist. So I went. I found out about this website called ArtStation, right? And I went on there, and it's a much more professional site than DeviantArt. It's way better. And I put up an ad on there, and Facundo was one of the artists that responded. And I saw his art, and I was very, very impressed. And we started talking, and now we're working closely together on this comic book. And he's amazing. He's incredible. Like, he's the best.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of cool, though. You're able to find another site and through some friends or channels, and you managed to find a dude that did the perfect fit.
Yes, he was the perfect fit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I heard, when I was like rearranging time, we got some topics that we want to discuss about why the heroes need a change or something, and why you created Paragon Prime, which you probably got to some of it already, but
yeah. So one of the reasons that I wanted to tell the story, I wanted to create this character, and wanted to get it out there, is because I feel the superhero genre is suffering a lot.
Indeed. Can I add one thing before we continue? Basically, the superhero genre, all thanks to Watchmen, is gone through the toilet. They don't know how to make. They never really truly recover from the 90s. Every superhero seems as like a wimp or a whiny little bitch. Mm-hmm. And instead of doing, when I pick up a modern comic, I never see them do heroism, like stop the bad guys, prevent a bank robbery, prevent a stick up, or anything like that. I never even seen a hero that prevents cybercrimes. I
Yeah.
know there's some, but
Uh-huh.
in this day and age, there are no cybercrime superheroes.
I guess there aren't. Yeah. Now, mostly okay, so it's either one of two things, or sometimes both. It's either all the woke, progressive SJW trash, um, in modern superhero comics, or it's the dark, gritty deconstruction,
Ugh, I hate
violent stuff.
that.
Now, Marvel seems to play more in the SJW field, and DC seems to play more into the dark deconstruction. Although they're catching up with the SJW stuff with stuff like I Am Not Starfire and making Robin gay and all kinds of things like that.
Boring.
Yeah, but I don't like the way that the big two are doing things, and the way they're ruining a lot of my favorite characters like Robin
Batman,
and Superman and
Superman,
Batman and
the Flash.
Spider-Man and Captain America and all of those.
Yeah,
They're recently they made Captain America like essentially not believe in the American dream anymore. They just it's just very anti-American. Captain America is very anti-American, and
yeah, that doesn't make sense because
no,
isn't Captain America supposed to promote American ideals and heroism? And
yes,
even from his name, Captain America, his
yeah,
suit and everything, that's kind of contradicts his superhero theme.
yeah. So I saw all of this going on, and I've seen it for a while, like back when they made Cap a Hydra guy,
Not Hydra Agent,
and
yeah, that meme.
yeah, that, and with Superman renouncing his American citizenship, but it was like a lot of things all at once, all at the same time. It was the Snyder DC movies that was part of it, and I saw how DC was making everything dark and R-rated in all aspects of the movies, the animated stuff,
Yeah,
all of it. So I just got sick of it. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna do something about it. I'm gonna tell iconic, hopeful, inspirational, aspirational superhero story. A superhero story that I can give my 9-year-old nephew to read, and it can inspire him to be a better person. You know.
yeah.
So
We don't
that's
have much of those anymore.
no,
And
we
like
don't.
basically, my audience are going to hate me for this, but when I'm learning now, I think that Hayes Code did some good. No, I mean the comics
The
code.
comics code. Yeah, I think so too. I think I don't know. I think maybe like a new version of that wouldn't be
Yeah.
such a terrible idea. I don't think it should be as restrictive.
No. 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 Dude. No.
No, 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 no. Definitely not as restrictive as it was back then, but something
Better.
kind better. Yeah, yeah. I also think that maybe gatekeeping is not such a
Bad
terrible idea.
idea. Exactly.
Maybe it's not such because the thing is though, like it's we opened up the gates, and look what's happening now to the industry. Look what's happening now to entertainment.
It's dead.
It's dead.
Yeah. But basically, with about movies, like you said, I was never a big fan of the Zack Snyder films.
Mhm.
The MCU, I'm kind of burnt out by it. There was
Oh, I'm
no
done.
fun
I'm
superhero
done.
films.
I'm
The
done
last
believing.
good
Yeah,
superhero film was Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
yeah.
And I wasn't into Spider-Man, which is strange for me. The Spider-Man movies weren't Spider-Man.
No,
Like
they weren't Spider-Man. They were Iron Boy.
Iron
That's what they
Boy. Let's
were.
call him Iron Boy, yes.
Yeah.
But
Everything that makes Spider-Man a compelling, interesting character is non-existent in those movies. It's
yeah.
not there. It's there in the Sam Raimi movies. It's even there in the Andrew Garfield movies, but it's not there in these Tom Holland MCU movies. It doesn't exist there.
Yeah. It's mostly about a spin-off of Tony Stark's sidekick,
Yes,
basically.
that's basically it.
Yeah, I like to add one thing to it. Like, basically, they try to make all these heroes mature and dark.
Mhm,
Aren't
mhm.
superheroes supposed to be, like, for fun and to be better people?
That's exactly what I believe, and a lot of people, in my opinion, in my view, this dark take on the genre is philosophically opposed. Philosophically, the
demolishing all
yeah,
you can do. Like superheroes supposed to represent the best of humanity,
the best of humanity. Yeah,
and all these gifts and feats and wearing the suit
yeah.
is being a role model and being like striving and protecting your community.
I feel that that deconstruction of the genre is just by people who can't believe
Yeah,
to be better, who don't want to be better, who want to revel in their own
twisted world.
their twisted world and their own moral ambiguity. So they have to take these paragons of virtue, these heroes, these symbols of how we can be better, and they need to take them down to their level to make themselves feel better.
Yup.
And I don't want that. I don't want that. I want Superman to remind me to be a better person. I want to struggle to be a better person, because in the struggle is where you find purpose.
Yeah.
You know? I want to be reminded by Superman and by Captain America. You know?
Yeah.
And that's why I'm making Paragon Prime, because I want to remind people that you can be better. You can be a better person, and you need to try to be a better person all the time.
Yeah.
You know, I struggle all the time being a good person. I do.
Here.
I do, but I know that I struggle.
Yeah.
You know, I don't just forget about it. I don't just like, oh, whatever, it's who I am. No. I need to constantly strive to be a better person, and that's what heroes are supposed to do. They're supposed to remind us to be better people.
Thanks for saying that, because basically because people forget about how superheroes can provide to be the better good, like you said, and even they had flaws, but at least they can try to be better people. They're not doing it for like the fame or money. They're doing it for like to protect their loved ones, like Superman, for example.
Yeah,
Superman is supposed to be a representation of the American immigrant.
Mm-hmm.
And because Superman was born from
Krypton,
Krypton, he was an alien. He got raised by and adopted by American citizens to raise with good moral character and hard work.
Mm-hmm.
And he brought and it influenced him to the point he used his gifts, aka his powers, to give thanks to those who treated him right I'm losing thought here.
I know what you mean. Yeah, I get it.
For the longest time, I have to admit, I did not get that to like when I was an adult, basically.
Yeah, a lot of people don't like Superman, and I met quite a few people who think he's lame, he's stupid, he's corny. I don't feel that way at all. I think Superman is an amazing character, and a lot of writers struggle to write Superman because they feel that audiences today he's too perfect, that they can't really relate to him. But the thing is, though, Paragon Prime, Superman, Captain America, and characters like that, they're supposed to be like that. They're supposed to be aspirational, and that doesn't mean that they're perfect, that they don't make any mistakes. That doesn't mean that. And I've had difficulty explaining what an aspirational hero is to a lot of people. A good person to watch is Professor Geek. He's pretty great at articulating what an aspirational hero is. I do recommend you check out his channel, everybody.
Yeah, thank you.
Professor Geek. Let me check that out. Professor Geek, yeah. It's really good stuff. He's got videos about different hero types, and he's got a lot of stuff about aspirational heroes. Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
No problem. So that's what Paragon Prime is. Paragon Prime is an aspirational hero, like Superman, like Captain America. Those are my biggest influences for the character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I want now, even though I'm going to get back into superheroes. Instead of being like focusing on the costume and the action, I'm going to be focusing, trying to enjoy more of the inner struggle and the thoughts and the philosophy of the hero, like Superman. Now he's a more interesting character. Besides being all strong and powerful, which people seem to deconstruct and love to be a villain of, but they forget that he's like a representation of American immigrants, and he's paying thanks to the human race for protecting them.
That's right.
Especially in Metropolis. He doesn't kill any people.
No.
Unless it's a necessary need, which is rare. They're not even human.
I don't think he's. I don't remember him anything that I've read or seen
that he killed people. No.
The only thing is this, Man of Steel when he killed Zod, but that's just whatever. I could go on a rant about, and I can go on an anti-Snyder DC rant.
Go ahead, dude. I do not like Zack Snyder as a director.
I
did not like Watchmen. I did not like Superman versus Batman. No. I don't like the Justice League. It was unappealing. Even the Snyder cut. Everyone's been praising, oh, it's going to be the best one ever. And me, I was like, come on, another superhero flick.
I have a deep resentment for what Snyder did to these characters. And I do not want to get into like a whole rant. I can be here for hours just getting angry and getting worked up, and I don't want to do that.
Okay, dude, you're okay, dude, because I'm not a big fan of Hollywood superhero movies. Not anymore, kind of burnout as is, but I do not like Zack Snyder's directing style.
No,
compared to Christopher Nolan. No, I know you don't like some of his stuff, but
I did. You know what? I'm not gonna lie. I did enjoy The Dark Knight, the one with Joker. I did. That's the only one I really liked. The Batman Begins was. I never watched the third one, but
the third one sucked.
I never watched it because that's not Bane.
That's not
I don't
Bane.
know what that's supposed to be. That's not Bane, so I just skipped it.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah,
but I did enjoy The Dark Knight, so I gotta say that.
Yeah, exactly. It was like the last good superhero film that has a balance. And Batman is Batman, and Joker is Joker. Mm-hmm. And Batman, it's not a deconstruction of Batman.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it's a respect to the Batman character that I heard Nolan was a big fan of Batman when he was growing up. So that's why his movies are kind of good, especially with Dark Knight. But with Zack Snyder, with Watchmen and Man of Steel, Man of Steel, the Justice.
Yeah, Man of Steel. Yeah, those are trash. Those are complete trash.
Yeah, don't know why the geeks and gamers love him.
Yeah.
At first, but he was another Hollywood shill.
Totally. Yeah, I have a big problem with a lot of YouTube channels now because they seem to bank. They seem to bank on the hate clicks, on the hate watches, and come to my video to see me hate on this movie, or see me hate on this, and see me hate on that. Yep. And they make like 15 videos on the same exact subject. I'm like, I'm sick of it. Like, I'm done.
Yeah, I unsubscribed to those channels because I was tired of it. It's like same thing, counterproductive, like redundancy. Like I'm done. This negativity. It's making
I'm not against frustrated. I'm not against some of that, but
same here.
It has to be balanced, and you have to present alternatives. You can't just complain and not say, well, there's this you can read or you can watch, and there's you can't. You have to present alternatives. Yeah, and I think that's what they should be doing, but they're not doing that because that doesn't give them the views or the subscribers that they want. So they're all about the clicks,
Yeah. But Professor Geek, I'm going to check him out as soon as I can because he seems like a pretty decent dude.
He's doing a live stream right now, which I wanted to get on, but it's fine. It's not a big deal. I'll just watch it later on when he puts it up as a video. But I did want to talk about the GoFundMe, which
go ahead, dude.
Yeah, that is going really, really well. I think I just got a $100 donation from somebody, so that's pretty awesome. It's getting pretty close. I think the promotional video that I made is helping a lot. I started promoting it on Facebook recently because I had kind of abandoned Facebook for a long time, and you know what? I'm gonna get back on Facebook and I'm gonna try to promote this thing. So that's great. I mean, have you seen the promotional video?
The promotional video? I haven't subscribed to your channel. Let me just. Can you send me the link through DM or something like that?
Yeah,
post it in the chat and whatnot, and I'm going to like when it gets uploaded as video, I'm going to update it with the links. I forgot about the links, dude. With
Oh,
promotional links. Sorry about that. It's my bad.
oh, no worries, no worries. So let me send you the link to the video. Hold up, see, share, copy, and then do I put it on StreamYard or do I message you through?
Dude, you can do both.
All right, well, I'm gonna put it on Twitter, and then the StreamYard. So there you go. I sent it both through Twitter and right here. So
okay,
yeah.
Okay. I'm going on Twitter right now, just updating the YouTube video info page, so it can lead you to your promo video.
Yeah, I worked really hard on that promotional video. Like I got original music done. I got it. My buddy Anime Sparkster edited it, and it was
a lot of time and money.
A lot of time and money. Yeah, definitely, because it wasn't cheap, but I think it's doing its job. Because I got a $100 a donation today, so like, yay, that's awesome.
Yep, I'm so glad for you, man. And the GoFundMe page.
Oh yeah. Let me link it to that. I should probably link you to that too. Hold on. GoFundMe. Share. Copy. All right. So then I'll send to you on Twitter also.
Yeah.
There you go. Okay. Got it. Yeah, I just, and I'm hoping that a lot of people, check out the campaign on GoFundMe. I have gotten some kind of like backlash because it's on GoFundMe instead of like, on Indiegogo or Kickstarter.
Yeah.
And I get it, but the thing is, though, this is going to be a digital only kind of like short comic, and I didn't feel comfortable in putting a digital only campaign on these other platforms. Yeah. So this is going to be digital only, right, for now. Yeah. And I'm gonna put it on the website where you can probably like buy it for like $1, right? Yeah. And then once that happens, then I'm gonna go to a print run with extra pages of like artwork and all behind the scenes stuff. And I'm gonna do that on Indiegogo. Yeah. Yeah.
Really That's cool, man. If you don't mind, can I have permission to like screen share your fundraiser and whatnot, the Indiegogo page?
Oh yeah, totally. Go ahead.
Because basically it's free, like awesome to show you how it's done. Like look here, it's like almost 75% done, people. If I had like $1 or so, because I'm really broke right now, there's like a ton of indie works I'm going to wish I could fund, including yours. Yeah. Thanks for telling me about that. And here's the page here. Like, congrats, like 75%. Let me just share. At least I can just share it. Mm-hmm. But wow, $100. Wow, guy really must have loved superheroes. $25 is still impressive, though.
Yeah. Any, you know what? Even the $5 one. I mean, any money that anybody gives, anybody who's donated, you're all my heroes. Like, you're all awesome. You're all amazing. You're all like the best people ever. Seriously, like like you believe. The guy who believes in me enough to give me $5 is just as important to me as the guy who believes in me who gave $100.
Yeah. And look at this. It looks kind of fun. And like the Incredibles, fun superheroes. Yeah. Travel around the world, travel through his home city, to fight crime instead of like in trying to inject and try to be like a critic of social politics. And whatnot, like that's for a political comic, not a superhero one.
Exactly.
Like basically, the superhero genre is fun and adventure, and inspires us to be better people.
That's exactly my philosophy, and why I'm making this.
Yeah. Look, wow, you got 2 comments. Like,
well, no, those are me. Those are from people who donated not through GoFundMe, and I had to put it on GoFundMe and I could only do it as myself. It was confusing, but yeah. They gave it to me through like other means PayPal and other things like that. So
Yeah.
you know.
Like it's amazing, dude. Like cannot wait to check out your work. Just buy it. Like even when it comes out, I have the extra funds. I'll probably buy it and like do a review on it.
Yeah. The ironic thing is that I'm personally not a big fan of digital only comics. I like to hold the comic in my hand.
Oh yeah.
So it sucks that I got to do this digitally now, but
Due
I
to
really
funds.
Hmm?
But due to funds and whatnot, because
Yeah.
print's like expensive. Like,
Hmm.
yeah,
It is. It is. But I want to eventually do this as a print. I mean
yeah,
that's definitely going to happen. I'm going to do that again. I'm going to do that on Indiegogo as a print run. So
yeah,
that's the plan. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, that's going well. I'm working with other people. I'm bringing other people in to help me with this. Jared Brookie, he's gonna be co-writer with me and editor on Paragon Prime. He's also working on another character called Runaround. I don't know if you saw that artwork on Twitter.
oh,
Um, did you want a link to that? Because it looks
yes,
amazing art. Like
yeah.
let me show you these amazing art.
Yeah, I'll post the link down.
Yeah, let me. Okay, here it is.
I like those superhero names like Run Around and whatnot. Like make that fits the theme of the character.
Yeah.
Unlike Snowflake and Safe
Hey,
Space,
so don't even
pathetic.
don't even get me
Okay,
started
okay,
on,
that's
on
okay.
that
We
stuff.
can. I think I made a rant video, but I lost it. But that was a joke, dude.
Can you believe that same guy is going to be writing the Blade comic? The
Oh,
Blade
really,
comic?
dude? Now
Yeah.
Blade's ruined. Like, seriously, bro. Like, Marvel just screwed up on that. Dude, I can write a better Blade comic than that, man.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean,
Mhm.
seriously,
Yes, I know this not going to, like, my version of Blade's not going to be like the whole ideal version that people said, but it's going to be like more like a Vampire Hunter. Even though you
yeah,
never heard of like Vampire Hunter D or the '90s Blade movie, it's going to have that tone like that.
yeah. I mean, that's definitely that it should have that tone. And those first two Blade movies are amazing. The third one, not so much.
Yeah,
But yeah, for sure.
yeah.
Believe it or not, I even saw, and this is gonna be ironic coming from me, who doesn't like anime, but I saw the Blade anime that
Yeah.
Marvel did several years ago, and that was actually pretty decent too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm. I know anime's not for everyone, but the whole thing, that's just from an anime fan and a manga fanatic.
hmm
This whole base Japan thing, it's not going to work, dude.
No, I've been seeing that a lot of that. Like a lot of people, like, the mainstream comic book industry or is just dead. Just read manga or just watch anime. I'm like, no, that's lazy. We can't look to the Japanese to fix our
Our
entertainment
problems.
problems. We have to do it ourselves.
Yep. That's
You
why I'm
know?
making like Lightning Star Saga. Yes, it's in prototype stage, but
hmm
I'm at least at work, and you're working on Paragon Prime
A
and
lot of
trying to.
people, yeah, there's a lot of great people. There's Cider Hype is doing the Colossals.
Hmm.
RJ, or you might know him as the Fourth Age on YouTube. He's doing Thomas Valiant.
Yeah.
Kev Hulk is doing the Dragon Guard. My buddy Gilbert Heltress is doing Galactic Rodents of Mayhem.
Galactic Warriors of Mayhem. Nice.
There's a lot of great stuff, a lot of great people, a lot of indie creators doing a lot of amazing stuff.
Agreed, dude.
Yeah.
Agreed. Like exactly. You know, I became friends with a guy by the name of Stephen Dungdu of the Purpose Versus series,
hmm
which even though you don't like Kingdom Hearts and whatnot, but if you love action games, check out his stuff
Okay. Yeah. Drop a link on
on the DM.
on the DM, and I'll check it out. Yeah.
Yes, but basically it's an indie work. I always want to try to bring on indie creators like this guy. I always forget that guy's name that does some really dope artwork on Webtoon. Project Divider, that's what it is.
Okay.
Really
Yeah,
dope artwork and
yeah,
whatnot. I always
there's
want to bring him on.
yeah, there's a lot of great. I bring in indie creators on my YouTube channel all the time.
Yes.
And I plan to bring in more. There's a lot of folks that I want to bring in and interview. So
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
Um,
I'm pretty grateful for you joining the show and whatnot. I really thanks for taking your time. I really appreciate that.
no,
But
not a problem. It's completely my pleasure, bro. Seriously.
okay. Hey, can I get another question?
Yeah, of course.
How we got this in the DM? How superheroes don't have the same charm like say Jack Kirby or the Silver or Bronze Age DC?
hmm Like, what's your question though?
Basically, the why? What's your opinion on why superheroes are not fun like Chris Claremont X-Men or Jack Kirby's New Gods DC?
Yeah, or like anything by Kurt Busiek. His Avengers run is amazing. Even though Kurt Busiek kind of became an insufferable SJW now, but back then, even Mark Waid's stuff like Kingdom Come and
Love that book.
His Flash run was really solid. Like these guys didn't used to be this crazy as they are now. They didn't used to be this insane. So they had the good stuff back then.
Yeah.
I don't know what the problem is. Even someone like Gail Simone used to not be insane. I mean, I read Gail Simone's Wonder Woman run back several years ago, and it wasn't that bad. Yeah. But now Gail Simone, well, we know what Gail Simone's become now. But
yep.
I don't know what happened. I don't know why
they have to fit in the clique, dude.
Yeah, I guess so.
Like, it's a shame. Like, we don't have Jack Kirby anymore. Look at his freaking... Of course, chat, look at his freaking artwork. It's amazing. It gives you... It's like it stands out. If you see Silver Age or Silver Age DC, that's him.
Yeah, or... what about someone more recent like Darwin Cook? Oh my god, he's amazing. Darwin Cook is incredible.
Darwin Cook? Is that a Korean artist?
No, Darwin Cook did Justice League New Frontier. He did some stuff for DC. Oh, he's amazing. He
I haven't followed the comics in a while, so
he passed away.
Ooh.
He was an amazing guy. I don't know what's going on now with the people they're hiring. DC and Marvel. They're not the same caliber that they used to be. They're basing their hiring practices on if they have the right opinions and the right political leanings, not if they're good writers or good storytellers. I mean, people like Vita Ayala and what's the guy's name? The one. Ooh, I can't remember his name. Ta-Nehisi Coates. These people. Dude. People like Daniel Kibblesmith who did like Safe Space and Snowflake. These losers, these idiots. They're the ones being hired to write comic books,
and they're terrible.
And they're terrible. Not people like Stan Lee and by the way, Stan Lee.
What's his name again? That you speaker that's in charge of higher ups of DC. What's his name? Jim Lee.
Jim Lee's a great artist, but he's terrible. He's terrible. Like he should just stick to doing art. That's it, because that's all he's good at.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I got really, 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 really sad when Stan Lee passed away. Like that really hit me hard.
Exactly.
It
affected the comic world, and we're still feeling it.
Yeah.
Like it's a legend gone. It's the last of the golden age.
I feel like Stan Lee was my grandfather. Like this awesome grandfather that just was the best.
Yeah.
He was my grandfather. The comic book industry is suffering, and I don't see it getting any better. I think both DC and Marvel need to die completely. They need to just die. That's the only way that it can come back at a later date much stronger. Like it could take 10 years, it could take 20 years. I don't know.
Yeah.
But there's no saving any of it as it stands right now. As they exist right now, there's no way.
Okay. If you want to go into a rant, go ahead, dude. I appreciate rants.
I just feel like it's over, and people. I see a lot of people who hold out hope. Well, this book is good or that book is good. It doesn't matter. Like the infection is already there.
Yeah.
One good comic isn't going to save an entire industry, or is that going to save an entire company?
just because this one holdout is actually decent, it's not woke and it's well written, that doesn't matter. When you tell me, oh well, this random character, this random comic is good, that doesn't matter to me in a company that's ruined a lot of my favorites like Spider-Man and Captain America and Superman. Like, I don't care at that point.
Yeah.
I just want it to go away. I want it to just
Die. Like, basically, not to sound like the downers, but like you said, it's like it did so much damage you can't repair it. The creators are too arrogant to listen to their fans. They always strawman. The art's terrible. The stories are forgettable. They don't do heroics. We don't even have a villain versus hero fight anymore.
No, just heroes versus heroes.
Yes.
And the only way that it could be fixed is if they just from the ground up just completely fire everybody.
Yep. Fire everyone or go bankrupt. So the indies can rise up and pay tribute to those characters they love.
Yeah. And I still have my old stuff. I still have my old comics. I still have my old cartoons to enjoy. And I'm good with that. I don't need any new stuff right now because all the new stuff is trash.
Yep.
So I'm done. I'm done with Marvel. I'm done with DC. I'm just done. And I don't care. A lot of people are super excited about this new Spider-Man movie, and the new trailer dropped, and I saw the trailer and I felt nothing. And I love the Raimi movies, but I felt nothing because all that was
nostalgia
bait, and people are falling for it.
Okay, can I go into a rant here for a moment?
Yes, please.
When I saw that first trailer, I was just like clicked out of it. It's like empty. It's completely empty, completely soulless. It doesn't feel like a Spider-Man film. I did not like the last one. I was so burnt out after Endgame. I did not even like Infinity War, let alone Endgame.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was going to be an awesome one, but instead it became a whiny sacrifice, blah, blah, blah. Thanos became a meme, unlike a threat like Darkseid.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah,
I was like when I saw like the new trailer, I was like, I don't care.
It's
apathy, like
complete apathy. Yeah.
Yes, like everyone's like, I was thinking to myself, these guys don't understand. Like, I'm burnt out by Hollywood at this moment, not just with the superhero genre, but with Spider-Man. This is like the lowest lowest denominator stuff. They even like undid like Doctor Strange's character development of his previous films.
Yeah.
Which is like, if you didn't catch that.
And the Doctor Strange movie is one of my favorite MCU movies. I really like that one.
I love Benedict.
Bennett, yeah, he was great, and I just when the whole thing with the Green Goblin pumpkin bomb and then Doctor Octopus showing up,
God.
Like that was supposed to be like the big awesome moment. I felt nothing. I was completely dead inside.
Yeah, I was like, seriously, bro, nostalgia bait. It's like Sega depending on classic Sonic all the time. Yeah, I know you don't like Sonic the Hedgehog that much, but seriously, like depending on classic Sonic.
I like the movie. The new movie's pretty good.
The movie's pretty good. I like the movie. It's like a fun movie, like superheroes were supposed to be.
Yeah,
we need more original heroes.
And I like how the reason why I decided to check that movie out is because what happened with the design of Sonic. Because how the director listen to the fans. Like, you know what, guys, you're right.
We're delaying the movie by a year.
We're delaying the movie by a year, and we're redesigning Sonic. That was awesome.
That was amazing.
That's what got me to go watch the movie.
I'll just say this: it was the last time I'm going to visit the movie theater due to that film. Like what he did, I even bought the film on DVD because I loved it that much. Yeah. And I want to show my support because he respected the fans and he said, "You know what? We're just going to delay this film delayed for a year, even though it's going to cost us money." The new design, the old design sucks. Mm-hmm. They even hired the guy that actually did like the intro for Sonic Mania.
Yeah,
and they hired him to do the design of Sonic, which is pretty amazing.
Amazing, and I just it's it's so weird how that kind of thing is so rare in the industry. Like they don't do that anymore. So when it happens, it's like this big deal. Like, whoa, he listened to the fans. Okay,
Yeah.
Um,
Okay. If you don't mind, if you want to go to like after you, so a couple words, you want to go through the chat and whatnot.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Just want like we got some comments here, and we got one from like Mad Matt. Yo, what's good, Mad Matt? Sorry about that. I was too busy like doing an interview, so I didn't recognize you. So, yo, how's it good? How's it going? So, anyway, much I love my edgy edgelord superheroes like Devilman and Spawn. We could use some classic heroism in our superheroes.
Oh, I agree. And I'm not the biggest Spawn fan, but I don't have anything like against Spawn. I don't like those kind of heroes, but I don't hate Spawn.
Yeah.
But definitely, I think we need more classic, iconic, aspirational characters. For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Wolverine, for example. Like he's this violent dude that has tons of problems.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And he always tries to be a better person, tries to be like a team player, but it took him time.
Yeah. Not like Punisher or something. I don't know.
Punisher's like a dude that his family was dead, so he got a vendetta made a war to kill all the criminals. Like you're actually killing all crime. Is like basically trying to kill all human nature, because crime is basically when humans got no other choice but to harm others to get food, water, or even money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got any more questions?
Yeah.
Nope.
Before you go, is that like any other questions, you guys, before we end this stream? Because I'm about to run out of questions right now. So I want to go a bit longer, but
yeah, that's fine. I mean, if you want to go longer, if you want to talk about anything else.
Yeah. So about with superhero cartoons, what's your opinion on those?
About the ones now, or I have a large collection of superhero animation. Like that is the one thing I have a lot. I have Batman the animated series. I don't have Superman the animated series. I have Superman the animated series on DVD, but I'm gonna rebuy it again on Blu-ray when it comes out.
Okay. I
have Batman Beyond. I have Justice League. I have Justice League Unlimited. I have Spectacular Spider-Man. I have Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes. I have Wolverine and the X-Men. I have the 90s X-Men cartoon. I have Batman the Brave and the Bold. I
love that one.
Yeah, that's a great one. I have Legion of Superheroes, which is not a lot of people know about that, but that was actually pretty good.
Love that one. Legion of Superheroes. Yeah. I think you can remind me. That's one of my favorite Saturday morning cartoons.
Yeah, that was a good one. I have Teen Titans, of course.
Love that one. Classic.
I have I'm forgetting one. I have the Green Lantern animated series, which is the CGI one, which is actually pretty good too.
Yeah.
Let me see what else. I have a lot of the animated movies before Flashpoint Paradox, a lot of the DC ones, and I have some of the Marvel ones too. The Marvel did a couple of them. They didn't go as long as DC did, but a lot of them are pretty good. Like Planet Hulk is good. Next Avengers, the Thor, the Tales of Asgard.
Doctor Strange.
The Doctor Strange one is actually really good too. Yeah, I like the Doctor Strange one quite a bit.
Yeah.
So I have a large collection.
Okay, we got some questions in the audience before we get to them. What are your thoughts on the Capcom versus Marvel versus Capcom series?
I'm a big fan of that. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of fighting games in general, but I enjoyed those. Yeah.
Yeah, because look how back in the day you got finally a perfect adaptation of a superhero fighting game. Number one, it's all cartoonish and comic booky.
I love Marvel vs. Capcom 3. That was it for me. I love that one.
I prefer the Marvel 1 and 2, Marvel vs. Capcom, the CPS2 games.
Gotcha.
The Sprite ones. 3.
Those are great too. Those had amazing animation. I'm thinking about the Wolverine sprite is amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so question by Mad Matt here, Mr. Herogeek. a question for Herogeek. What would be your favorite anime if you watch anime at all?
Okay, so I don't hate all anime, but I can count the number of anime that I like in one hand, and it's essentially it's My Hero Academia. But although ever since All Might stopped being All Might, I kind of stopped watching the show because honestly, the only reason I was watching that show is for All Might. But I did like the original Dragon Ball, not Dragon Ball Z, but the original Dragon Ball when Kid Goku was young. That's an amazing show. I like Cowboy Bebop is a big favorite of mine. I like Trigun is also a favorite of mine, and I also really like an anime that not a lot of people know of called Gunsword, which is basically
Oh, I love that series, the mecha anime series.
Yeah,
I got that on
the mecha-
DVD, dude.
Oh, that's a great show. It's basically a mix of like Trigun and Gundam Wing. It's amazing.
Yeah. And what? Yeah, okay.
Oh yeah, go on.
Another question for Herogeek by GTA Driver 1. What would you say it's a good reread or watch the stuff that got you into superheroes to refresh your mind on what you love about them?
That's an amazing idea, and I'm doing that now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm doing that already. So yeah, I'm way ahead of you.
Yeah. It's nice doing like you're meeting indie creators and doing your own indie works to pay tribute to the past because modern entertainment ain't going to do it. They just follow trends.
Yeah, they just follow trends. I mean, it's a definitely a good idea. Read old comics and watch old cartoons, and
that's what I'm doing right now, dude. You ever heard of Kamundi by Jack Kirby? I was doing research on comic books.
Yeah, that's the post-apocalyptic comic about this kid, right? Yeah.
I want to get into him now because he's like a really cool concept. It's like Planet of the Apes that animals can talk.
Yeah. I know. I think that was an episode of Justice League or
Batman Brave and the Bold.
Batman Brave and the Bold. Yeah. I remember that. Oh, Jack Kirby's a legend. We need more people like him nowadays. We really do. I mean, everything he did with Thor and the New Gods and stuff like that comic you just mentioned. Yeah. I mean, the man was a legend. I mean, people like him and what's his name? Co-creator of Spider-Man along with Stan Lee. Steve Ditko. Yeah, Steve Ditko. Even people like Dennis O'Neil. He passed away too, so it's sad. Dwayne Mcduffie. Oh my god, I can't believe I forgot to mention Dwayne Mcduffie. Dwayne McDuffie's amazing.
Yes, his Milestone comics with Static and what's his Black Superman?
Icon. And I've been on a long stint of saying that they should make an Icon movie instead of making Superman black. Seriously, like. Yeah. Dwayne McDuffie was one of the head writers in the Justice League cartoon, by the way. I don't know. And
Ben 10 back in the day.
And Ben 10. So the guy's a legend too.
Yeah. So another question by Mad Matt here: favorite video games with superheroes?
Probably it's either between Batman Arkham City or the PS4 Spider-Man game. None of those two.
I love PS4 Spider-Man, dude. Yeah. My favorite was Spider-Man 2 for the PlayStation 2. Yeah. But Spider-Man PS4 surpassed that. I platinumed
before all of those, it was the Spider-Man game for the PlayStation 1. That one is really good. I don't know.
I think I played that one for the Dreamcast.
Yeah. Oh, that's a great one.
Yeah.
Those are some of my favorite superhero games for sure. Is those? Yeah.
Okay, another one by the Bleeding Shadow. I'm trying to get into retro DC comics. Where do I start?
Ooh, that's a good question. Into retro stuff. I would say I read the original George Perez Wonder Woman stuff. That's solid stuff. That's from the 80s. That's really, really good. Really good stuff. The Wonder Woman stuff from the 80s by George Perez. Yeah. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyone's from Marvel as well? Like I read some old classic Spider-Man, X-Men. I meant
X-Men. Chris Claremont stuff. I love the Avengers stuff by Kurt Busiek with art by George Perez. That's really good stuff. If you could find the graphic, I have a couple of the graphic novels myself. also really good. If you want to like read big stories like Crisis on Infinite Earths by DC, the Infinity Gauntlet by Marvel, the Infinity War also, um, the John Romita Jr. Spider-Man stuff is really good. Um, you know what? Believe it or not, Frank Miller's Daredevil is pretty good.
Yeah.
Um, and there's a lot of great Batman stuff. My favorite Batman story, by the way, that I've ever read is Batman Hush.
I love Batman Hush.
Batman
man.
Hush
The
is
comics.
amazing. Batman Hush is amazing. I love it so much. The art by Jim Lee is just
Beautiful.
gorgeous, and the writing by Jeff Loeb is top notch. Also, Batman Superman Public Enemies, also written by Jeff Loeb, is also really good with art by Ed McGuinness. That's also really, really solid. Like really kind of world's finest Batman Superman kind of being friends. That was really well done stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You heard of Matt Morrison, right?
Yeah.
I like his Batman run.
Yeah. Matt Morrison. Dennis O'Neil is an amazing stuff. He did he did a lot of stuff for Nightfall.
Yeah.
He's also really, really good stuff. Anything by anything Superman by people like Peter Tomasi is also really good. Like his Rebirth stuff is incredible.
Yeah.
And then also Dan Jurgens. Also, he wrote a lot of that stuff too. Dan Jurgens and Tomasi are amazing writers for.
What's his name? Dennis
O'Neil.
Dennis O'Neil. Yes.
Dennis O'Neil. Yeah, he's a great guy too. I have his. I got his How to Write DC Comics. I have a book by him on how to write comics, and I have a book by Stan Lee on how to write comics. So
nice.
those are good.
Okay. Another question by the Bleeding Shadow. What's your favorite Batman cartoon?
Well, that's easy. It's Batman the Animated Series. Come on.
Yeah. we explained that in the beginning of the book.
Yeah.
At the beginning of this podcast.
Yeah.
And another one by GTA Driver 1. Do you like any comics not made by the big two? Like any from like Image or Archie?
I did like there was a run of the Mighty Crusaders recently that was really good with art by Kelsey Shannon. That was really good. I think that's Archie, right? Red Circle. I think that's an offshoot of Archie Comics, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I did enjoy that, and I recently got the Shield one shot that they did with art by I forgot his name. I forgot his name right now, but that was really good. So I did enjoy that. I also enjoyed a couple of Dynamite stuff. Like I read a lot of their Flash Gordon stuff, which was pretty good.
Yeah.
But mostly I like indie stuff now. But I've read a couple of good comics by other people. Like I read some Conan books by Dynamite and Red Sonja and. But yeah, I read what else? This is a comic called Marine Man that I enjoyed.
Yeah.
By Ian Churchill. That was really good.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. And another question. Injustice or Marvel vs. Capcom?
Marvel vs. Capcom. I did not hate the first Injustice game.
Yeah.
Because I like how they brought in the good Justice League to fight the evil Justice League.
Yeah.
So there was still like iconic versions of Superman and all the other characters in that game. But in the second game they didn't do that, so I wasn't interested in Injustice 2. But I prefer Marvel vs. Capcom for sure.
Yeah, exactly. Like the one thing for certain, sorry to go a little off topic. The one thing about wasn't that hype with Invincible is number one, it looked kind of like a generic superhero, and then it started to become like a deconstruction, like the boys. I could not stand like
I can't stand that stuff.
Man. Yeah.
I hate the boys. I hate Invincible. I think the gore and the violence level just really turned me off. Really turned me off. I saw a clip of like when Omni-Man kind of kills the Global Guardians or whatever. Yeah. I felt sick to my stomach. I almost threw up. This is disgusting. This is really, 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 really gross.
This is why we need the reboot, revert a new updated version of the Comics Code.
Yeah, I believe so.
Because they're going up with the violence and the gore and the debauchery.
Yeah.
And-
What
A couple of really good games, superhero games, is Marvel Ultimate Alliance. That game was
That was
fire. That was fire. That game is great. And also, not a lot of people know this one, but on PS2 there was a similar game that DC made called Justice League Heroes.
Yeah.
That was a great game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You heard of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles before, right?
Oh, yeah, of course. My favorite version of TMNT is going to be the 2003.
Exactly.
animated series.
Same here, bro. They
Yeah.
don't get any love, despite having many fans, including myself. I grew up. My first TMNT is the iconic '80s version.
Yeah,
But I
that's
love-
everybody's first. But I think the 2003
One's the
updated
perfect
the
one.
franchise,
Yeah.
and it just did it beautifully. And I want that on Blu-ray too. Why
Why
don't I
there's
have
no
it on
Blu-ray of that?
Why is there no
The-
Blu-ray of that? Like
The first
come on.
season of TMNT 03, best in the franchise.
Yeah, for sure.
I even
Yeah.
preferred the gritty '80s series, the first Turtle series.
Mhm.
It nailed that tone right. It got the '80s feeling comedy. It's still
Mhm.
minds for kids, but
Yeah.
it has that seriousness for the fans and to pay tribute to.
Yeah,
it.
and if you want a good reboot of He-Man, just stick to the 2002. That's the best one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or the
Don't watch-
2001, 2010 Thundercats.
That is amazing too. I have that on Blu-ray.
I
by the
was
way.
so pissed off when they found out they stopped it.
Yeah,
That was like the only time I watched television. Like,
yeah.
watched the new Thundercats and whatnot.
That was
It's
that was
like
amazing.
Fire Emblem with the anthro feel
Yeah.
to it.
It feels so epic and just such a good show. It was such a good show.
Yeah.
show.
Okay.
Yeah.
So anything else? Because I'm good as ready to end the stream now.
Yeah,
Because I know you're ready to like get back to like doing like stories and supervising artwork and whatnot. I know you're a pretty
Yeah.
busy dude doing like promos and whatnot. Thanks for taking your time to be on the podcast.
No, not at all, man. This was fun. I like the energy we have. Yeah, it was good.
Oh, thank you, dude. We don't have this. Not the only. I love enjoying this podcast. I have like the only time I'm like, if you don't mind me showing my face here, I only have like this webcam and this blue ball mic here.
Well, I mean, might as well turn on my camera. Hold on.
Yeah, like
So, all right.
yes, I love the setup you have right there, and like the Superman posters. Give me that what's that artist name that did like Freedom Come?
That is
That was
Alex. That is Alex Ross. That is Alex.
That is an amazing comic book.
Yeah.
Like basically
I
the
can
best
show you-
comic I
show
read
you-
in my life.
So that's Alex Ross.
Yeah.
The Spider-Man is by J. Scott Campbell, and I have another Alex Ross poster. The Avengers. Well, the Avengers one is.
Yeah, I seen that.
there.
It's in from an angle right there.
Yeah.
But I
yeah.
think I have Freedom Come in this closet somewhere here. Like, don't have a bookshelf, but I know I have the comic somewhere. It's a really good comic book. One of my favorites, in fact.
I should get that. I don't have that one. I read it, but I don't have it. So.
Yeah, I got it from a used comic book store. I didn't have enough money for like my favorite Punisher run.
Mhm.
Even though you don't like his work, that's like the best Punisher incarnation is Punisher Max.
Mhm.
That was the best run of the Punisher, in my opinion. But the most of the Max series is kind of too edgy for my taste.
Yeah. I mean, I don't like that stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean that's great. I mean, I don't have anything against Punisher. I did like the first Thomas Jane's Punisher movie. I thought that was pretty good.
Yeah.
I did enjoy that. So
Okay. So that's all, people. But don't forget, if you enjoyed this podcast episode, don't forget to check out the other podcast episodes as well as well as my videos.
and
Rant.
please do share the GoFundMe or please donate to the GoFundMe.
Exactly.
I'm
Support his work because he
Please.
needs it.
Yes, I really
he needs
do.
it. So it's not money doesn't fall from trees and products don't appear out of thin air.
No, they don't. I wish they did, but they don't.
No. We need the money. They need the money so they can promote their work like I do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Like,
for sure.
Like support his work. Share this video, this podcast. Share his indie. I'll post a link in his Indiegogo and his YouTube video.
Yes, please,
Later on.
definitely, yeah.
Yes,
That
I
would be
will do
great.
that. And don't forget to check out his channel as well.
Yeah,
because
that's gonna
he needs to
be
grow.
Geektastic Duo is
Yeah.
just search for that on YouTube.
Yeah, I'll probably post that on the links on the video. Put and
Yeah.
share the channel around.
Oh,
'cause-
and tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'm going to be doing a live stream with my buddy Anime Sparkster, and we're going to be talking about anime and manga and why I don't like it. So if you want
and
to,
why I don't like it.
and
Yeah,
why I don't like it. So if you want to check that out, if you want to ask questions on there about
Yeah.
why I don't like anime and manga, that's your
Yeah.
chance.
yeah. But that reminds me. While was my dad like when I was cooking dinner, my dad was about. I was talking about the comics code. And
Mhm.
my dad talked about the whole manga graphic novel thing, about the content they put in it, like rape and whatnot.
Oh yeah, yeah. They
Like
do
that's
a
why
lot
my
of that.
dad stopped with following manga and anime because of the content.
Yeah, a lot of it has stuff like Berserk has a lot of that, and
Yeah.
Demon Slayer, and whatever.
Yeah.
All right, well,
Okay, that's all to say for now. I'll get to your podcast at 2 p.m. or
Yeah.
so. So that's all to say for now. Any last words before we stop? Because basically,
yeah, I have well, like, help me usher in a new age of heroes by donating to my GoFundMe, by helping me create and bring out Paragon Prime.
yeah. Yeah, support this guy. He's an amazing dude. Like, when we first saw the Dragon on, but this is the last thing I'm going to talk about. When I first met him, I was talking about with Watchmen, and I was complaining about how Watchmen's destroyed the superhero genre, basically.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
basically with the whole they don't understand the whole deconstruction aspect. They took what it's the outside of it, but then took the core, what is the meaning of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't know about
Even Ellen Moore has said he's regretted what
Watchmen became.
Which Watchmen became, yeah.
Yeah, because people say, "Oh, deconstruction with Dr. Manhattan and whatnot." I have no problems with Dr. Manhattan and Rorschach and whatnot, but people's clones just destroyed it. They missed the whole message.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, and look at the superhero genre now. It's dead.
It's dead. I mean, I want to bring it back, but I want to bring
Yeah.
it back right. So
Exactly. So that's all to say for now. Any last words?
no, I'm good to go.
Okay, that's all to say for now, people. Sayonara,
Later.
and enjoy the rest of your night.